welcome Cancer Leo to your Astrodice reading for April. Hope you guys are doing great out there. Hope you guys are doing great out there. For those of you who celebrated Easter, I hope you guys had a beautiful Easter. Okay, let's get in here and see what's going on. Okay, best message coming out. Give us the best house, please. Okay, got the 11th house coming out. Some Pluto energy. Ooh, with some Scorpio energy. Wow, the two energies. I mean, the Scorpio is Pluto, so that's awesome. Pluto and Scorpio in the 11th house. Talking about some deep transformation, and it could be friendships, social circles, and networks. And your ability to transform, take a big leap forward. Definitely seeing that. And getting that Scorpio out. Energy is intense, masterful, thoughtful, could be some secrets, but there's also that magnetically charming energy coming out of that. And going straight into the 11th house. The cosmos grant wishes, luck, friends, social occasions. Yeah, there's definitely a storm over here building in your social circle. With the Pluto and the Scorpio hitting your 11th house, you're leveling up, but it just feels like within the 11th house of your social occasions, friends and stuff, so almost like I'm transforming. I'm leaving this behind, but not everyone can come with me. Okay, and let's get straight into this. This is the beginning of the month, middle of the month, and the end of the month. Getting straight into the situation. Cancer, Leo. Okay, we do have the Chariot coming out. The King of Cups. Ooh, to the Two of Wands. Definitely looking at your social circles over here. We're definitely looking at the way that you're moving, you're connecting, right? Something going on over here where it's saying, this is where I want this to be. This is how it has to be. I'm looking outward. So it's really starting off with some kind of moving forward over here to the point where in your connections, right? And it's over here saying, well, I'm emotionally on board with this situation, very determined to move forward with this momentum of the Chariot. It's almost like you're not sitting still anymore. You're choosing this direction. It's almost just like, but where am I going, right? And when it comes to your social circle over here, and it feels like this social occasion, it does feel like no matter what, it's almost like I'm trying to get to this next piece. It does feel like someone is coming in. It could be this King of Cups who's coming in, who could be a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, but it's saying, I'm going to help you along the way. It does look like they're showing up in the most pleasant way, which is actually keeping you balanced as well. I like that though, because it's saying, hey, let's go do something. Let's plan something. I do feel like they're planning something at this time. So it does feel like you and the King of Cups may be going through this transition of getting closer together, whether it's a friendship or romantic, area of your life or however. Let's see what we got here. It does look like you are getting closer though. Two of Swords. Yeah, there could have been some confusion between you and the King of Cups over here, but it does look like, whoa, you know what, but there's this intensified magnetism at this time that's really saying, hey, you know what, let's go out and do something. Knight of Swords. So I really do like that, because the Knight of Swords is saying, you know what, I'm going to be impulsive. I'm going to really ask this question, and I really want you to make this decision. I don't want you to feel like you're stuck at a crossroads, because it does feel like you're looking out, but when they're asking these questions, it's almost like, do you realize that, this is the decisions we need to make? So you may be acting quickly, but carefully when choosing, where things are going. I also feel like, if you are choosing who's going to stay in your circle of friends, or, or stay close to you, you're also choosing very wisely there as well. Um, Maybe you don't want everybody to know that you're dating the King of Cups, right? Maybe you don't want everybody to know what your business is. Maybe there's always someone in your business, so you're choosing to cut them out, or trying to figure out the words to say to let them know, you know, this is not your business. We can be friends, but this is not the way it's going to be. So I do feel like it's about choosing your words carefully. Because it looks like, if you do have this King of Cups, this new love or new friendship, it does look like it's very healthy. I do like it. But it does look like you may have somebody who's always strongly speaking impulsively towards you about what you should do, how you should be doing things. It doesn't matter if it's a family member, however, right? It's almost like they're always in your business and never letting, have any real thought about what it is you truly want. What about what I want, right? And they don't seem to care. They just seem to open the mouth, right, and go forward. So let's see what's going on over here. It looks like you're kind of losing faith in certain situations, but yet still continuing to move forward, even though there's a lot of hard work. So it does look like there is some despair when it comes to this situation. I think it's the person, whoever this the Knight of Swords is. I think the Knight of Swords could be the person who's involved in this situation, right? Could even be, an Aries. I'm hearing Taurus. It could be a Taurus, a stubborn Taurus who has big mouth, thinks that they're helping, but they're not really helping. However it is. But yeah. So I do feel like there's like a storm brewing in its own way. It does feel that way. And I said that in the very beginning when I said the Pluto and Scorpio. It's like a storm brewing under the surface. And it makes more sense why there would have a storm brewing, So in the mid-month, I mean, it's not exactly what you hoped would materialize. You're waiting for something. You wanted something to happen over here. You imagined it happening. This is the moment where that reality check kind of circles in and kind of lands at your doorstep. So the Four of Wands actually brings in that milestone and moments of clarity. This is showing that the stability does exist, but it's just something that I will have to work really, really hard for. And some of these responsibilities are definitely just burdens landing on your shoulders, guys. It's just kind of like this, is this the transformation that I want? Is this where I really want to go? So it does feel like whatever the connection is between you and this person, it's almost like, is it worth keeping this going? So it's almost like seeing the truth, managing the responsibilities, and then understanding, are they truly supporting me for my best interest, or are they just there nagging me, getting into my business and causing drama? There is difference. Even if they want to tell you, I am nagging you and causing drama because I love you, could be a possibility, because it could be a family member. They just don't know how to support from, they only know what they know. They don't realize they're being so, maybe it is. Maybe they don't realize they're being so rough. I don't know. You do have, I feel like it's a family member. It's a family member, and for some of you, it is a Capricorn. It could also be a Capricorn. I said Taurus before. It could be a Capricorn, Taurus, or a Virgo over here, feeling that, and the reason I say Taurus is because I do feel like there's a lot of stubborn energy coming through. So if you see a lot of stubborn energy, who are you going to go to? Taurus. Right? If I say that you want the world to revolve around you, where am I going? Leo. Right? But that's the energies that we're feeling, though, right? So it's kind of like, okay. But it's okay, though. Right? It's something that's draining you, but it's also something that's making you see different possibilities. You're saying, I'm changing, but I don't. I think the change around in this one is not so much 100%, completely letting them go. I think it's about how we're going to flow together, because I'm not going to tell, I still feel like you're not going to tell them all your business anymore. I still feel like it's going to be a little more secretive. You don't seem to understand how to really help me in this situation. So I feel like you're going to not include them in certain situations of your life. That's really what I believe. Doesn't mean I'm so much going to maybe not defriend you so much or take you out of my inner circle. I'm just, yeah, well, I guess I would still be kind of taking you out of my inner circle. I'm just not going to let you in to everything that I have to say about my life. And some of them, you might even have a big mouth, and we do have swords here. So you might even say, and I told you something, and then you turned around and went and told so-and-so. And they could say, well, I just wanted to know how they felt about the situation. Okay, why are you spreading my shit all over the place? See what I'm saying? So it really does feel like it could be one scenario to the next scenario, depending, what's going on. That's not good, though, this much, guys, because it's going to make you feel like, I feel like you're going to feel like this person's a blabbermouth. Yeah, I'm not texting you or not telling you any things anymore. It does feel like you're pulling your energy away from this person. You're really going to avoid this person when it comes to them getting into your business. It's almost like I've had enough of you being in my business. I can't have you in my business anymore. Okay, so definitely coming to this situation where it's saying, nope, I'm avoiding the conflict. I'm agreeing to disagree with you, however you want it to be, but I'm not talking to you about this situation anymore. Yeah. So it looks like you are going to pull back this month and actually realize that this person's actually hurting you. I don't think that they're really intentionally hurting you. I just don't feel that. I just feel like they want to be combative with you. And maybe they feel like their way is, it's my way or the highway scenario, or I always know the truth. It's something like that where it's like, no, or maybe they just feel like it's your best interest, but it does look like you are going to pull away over here, Cancer, Leo, and keep it to yourself, right? Because you're going to be very strategical about where you're sharing your information. I'm not going to tell you everything. 8 of Coins. Yeah, I'm going to work over here, focus on what it is I want to focus on, but I'm going to be very strategical about how I'm going to tell you things. And, if you do go and tell them things and they're still talking, you're going to really be pulling back this month about how much information you're actually giving them. Yeah, I just feel like it doesn't just come back to you. It's actually being spread to all kinds of other people as well. So this could actually make you feel like you're getting the full, the fresh start that you need with the Fool over here. Okay, so yeah, that's definitely going to be a big, huge turnaround in your social circle over here of who you let truly into your heart and who knows what. Okay, till next time, my friends. Peace and love. Bye-bye.